Welcome back, everyone. Today, we have a spine-chilling episode for you, filled with stories that tap into our primal fears, stories that make us hug our loved ones a little tighter. We're talking about situations where the line between safety and danger blurs, where the familiar becomes frighteningly unknown. We're diving into 5 true high school lockdown stories that will leave you on the edge of your seat. These aren't just tales. They are real-life experiences of students and teachers who faced the unimaginable, who stared fear in the face, and lived to tell the tale. Get ready to step into the shoes of those who lived through these events. Imagine the deafening silence punctuated by panicked whispers, the frantic texts sent to loved ones, the agonizing wait for answers while trapped inside a locked classroom. These stories remind us that danger can lurk anywhere, even in the supposed sanctuary of our schools. So buckle up, dim the lights, and prepare to be captivated by these 5 true high school lockdown stories. Our first story takes us to a seemingly ordinary high school on a crisp autumn afternoon. Students were bustling through hallways, lockers clanging shut, the air filled with the murmur of conversations and the shuffling of backpacks. It was a scene played out in countless schools across the rhythm of everyday life. But on this particular day, that rhythm would be shattered. It began with a single observation, a whisper that quickly spread through the crowded hallways like wildfire. A student had spotted a stranger on school grounds, an individual who clearly didn't belong. This wasn't a parent there for a meeting or a visitor here for a tour. This was someone out of place, someone radiating an unsettling aura that set off alarm bells in the minds of those who saw him. Witnesses described a man in a long coat, his face obscured by a hood, his hands tucked away in his pockets. He moved with an unnerving purpose, his gaze darting around, seemingly scanning the environment, taking in the routines, the exits, the vulnerabilities of the school. What was his purpose? Was he simply lost? Or did he harbor darker intentions? Word of the mysterious stranger reached the ears of the school administration, who immediately recognized the potential danger of the situation. The safety of their students was paramount, and they weren't going to take any chances. An announcement crackled over the loudspeaker, the words sending chills down the spines of everyone who heard them. The school was going into lockdown.
Teachers swiftly ushered students into classrooms, locking the doors, drawing the blinds, and barricading the entrances with whatever they could find.
Desks were pushed against doors, chairs piled high, anything to create a makeshift barrier against the unknown threat that might be lurking outside.
The once vibrant hallways fell eerily silent, the air thick with tension and fear. Students huddled together in darkened classrooms, whispering frantic messages to their parents, sharing what little information they had, but clinging to each other for reassurance in the face of the unknown. Minutes stretched into an eternity as they waited, their ears straining for any sound from the outside, their hearts pounding in their chests. Was the stranger armed? What did he want? Would they make it out of this alive? These were the terrifying questions racing through their minds as they huddled in the darkness, praying for a swift and safe resolution to their terrifying ordeal. Our next story takes us to a bustling high school on a seemingly ordinary Tuesday morning. Students were shuffling to their first period classes, their backpacks slung over their shoulders, their minds preoccupied with upcoming tests and weekend plans. Laughter echoed through the hallways, a testament to the carefree nature of youth. There was no indication, no warning, that this ordinary day was about to take a dark turn. No menacing stranger lurking on the perimeter. No threatening phone call disrupting the morning announcements. Just the usual rhythm of school life, a rhythm that lulled everyone into a false sense of security. Then, without warning, the school's alarm system blared to life, its shrill shriek piercing the air, instantly transforming the atmosphere from carefree to chaotic. The announcement that followed was brief and chilling. Code red, lockdown initiated. Confusion reigned as students and teachers exchanged bewildered glances. This wasn't a drill. They knew the difference. This was the real deal. But what was the threat? Where was it coming from? No one seemed to know. Teachers, trained for such situations, sprang into action, their voices a mix of urgency and reassurance as they directed their students to safety. Classroom doors slammed shut, locks clicked into place, and blinds were drawn, plunging the once brightly lit rooms into darkness. The familiar sanctuary of their classrooms transformed into fortresses of uncertainty, the outside world now a source of fear and trepidation. Students huddled together in corners, their faces illuminated by the faint glow of their cell phones, their thumbs furiously typing messages to their loved ones, seeking comfort in the digital ether. The silence was deafening, punctuated only by the frantic beating of their hearts and the muffled sobs of those overwhelmed by fear. Whispers circulated, rumors spread like wildfire, each more terrifying than the last. Was it an active shooter? A bomb threat? A hostage situation? The lack of information only amplified their terror, their imaginations conjuring up scenarios far more horrifying than reality. They were trapped in a prison of their own fear, the unseen threat lurking somewhere beyond their barricaded doors, an invisible enemy that held them captive in its grip.
The uncertainty was the worst part. Not knowing what was happening or if we were really safe, our minds just went to the darkest places.
It was a Tuesday, just like any other Tuesday. Lunch was wrapping up. The smell of stale pizza and lukewarm milk lingered. Kids shuffled back to their classrooms. But on this ordinary Tuesday, something was about to happen. The bell rang, and a voice came over the PPA system. Principal Thompson announced a surprise lockdown drill. Some students groaned. Others felt a prickle of unease. The familiar drill protocol swung into action. Blinds were drawn, rooms plunged into semi-darkness. What if this time it wasn't a drill? Events would forever change their view of an ordinary Tuesday. Minutes ticked by, each one stretching out with agonizing slowness. The air inside the classrooms grew thick with apprehension.
Whispers began to circulate, hushed questions hanging in the air unanswered.
Suddenly, a jarring sound cut through the silence. A high-pitched electronic screech blared from the PA system.
"This is not a drill," he declared.
Panic rippled through the classrooms. Students exchanged wide-eyed glances, their faces pale. Teachers struggled to maintain order as whispers escalated into frantic murmurs.
What was happening? What kind of situation?
The questions bounced around the room, unanswered and amplified by fear. The weight of the unknown pressed down on them, heavy and suffocating. It was a seemingly ordinary Tuesday morning at Northwood High. The sun was shining, birds were singing, students were shuffling through the hallways, unaware of the nightmare about to unfold. Mrs. Thompson, a beloved English teacher, was setting up for her first period class. The bell rang, and she launched into a lecture on Shakespeare's Hamlet. Outside, a storm was brewing. A disgruntled former student was approaching the school. The air crackled with tension. The school bell signaled the end of first period. A sudden, ear-splitting noise echoed through the hallways. It was the unmistakable sound of gunshots. Panic surged through the school as the horrifying realization of what was happening gripped everyone. The initial shock was quickly replaced by a primal instinct: survival. Teachers scrambled to secure their classrooms, barricading doors with whatever they could find.
Mrs. Thompson remained remarkably calm. Her maternal instincts kicked in, keeping her students safe.
Outside, the sound of sirens grew louder, a symphony of urgency and dread. The gunman continued his rampage, each gunshot a hammer blow to the hearts of those trapped inside. The sound of sirens gradually faded into the distance, replaced by an eerie silence. The lockdown was over, but the scars remained. The community struggled to come to terms with the violence. Students walked with a newfound sense of vulnerability, their laughter replaced by silence. The classrooms stood as solemn reminders of the terror. Counselors and therapists descended upon the school, their presence a testament to the invisible wounds. The weight of grief hung heavy in the air. The road to recovery would be long and arduous. In the wake of the tragedy, the community grappled with the daunting task of rebuilding, of finding a way to move forward without forgetting the lessons learned in the crucible of that horrific day. Memorials sprang up, poignant tributes to the lives lost and the resilience of the human spirit. The victims, once ordinary students and teachers, were now forever etched in the collective memory, their stories a reminder of the preciousness of life. The school, once a symbol of hope and promise, now bore the weight of tragedy, its walls echoing with the silent screams of that fateful day. Yet, amidst the grief and despair, there were also glimmers of hope, testaments to the enduring power of the human spirit. Students, their voices trembling but resolute, spoke out against violence, their words carrying the weight of experience and the hope for a better future. The community, though wounded, rallied around the survivors, offering support and solace in the face of unimaginable loss. Fundraisers were held, therapy sessions provided, and a renewed emphasis placed on mental health awareness, a recognition that the scars of trauma ran deep and would require time and compassion to heal. The long road ahead would be paved with both tears and triumphs, with moments of profound sadness interspersed with glimmers of hope. The community, forever bound by the shared experience of that horrific day, would emerge from the darkness forever changed, but not broken their resilience, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. And there you have it, another descent into the dark side of human nature, another reminder that even in the supposed safe havens of our schools, evil can lurk around every corner. And these stories, though difficult to hear, serve as a chilling reminder of the importance of vigilance, of the need to be prepared for the unthinkable. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more chilling tales. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next video.